So, you're a teacher, and you might be asking yourself, what's next? If you've ever thought about becoming a trainer, but the whole path seems, I don't know, a little murky, then you are in the right place. We're going to break down that exact journey, using the amazing guide by Matthew Ellman and Peter Lucantoni as our map.
You know, the authors talked to a ton of teachers, and they totally nailed this feeling that so many people have. It's the sense of frustration, right? The idea that getting into training is like trying to get into some kind of exclusive secret club.
I mean, does that sound familiar to you? Have you ever looked at a trainer and just thought, how in the world did they get that job? That feeling right there, it can stop amazing educators from even trying. But what if I told you it's not a secret at all?
Well, that's what the authors argue. This so-called secret really just boils down to two very practical, very achievable things. We're not talking about a secret handshake here. It's all about being prepared when an opportunity knocks.
And here they are. It's that simple. First, you need opportunities to actually work with other teachers. And second, you need the skills to do a great job when you get those opportunities. I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward, right? But here's the catch. You absolutely need both. Having all the skills in the world doesn't help if you never get the chance to use them. And getting a great opportunity, well, that's just a missed chance if you don't have the skills to back it up. And that's exactly where a guide like this comes into play. It's meant to be that bridge. Look, it can't just hand you the opportunities, but what it can do is give you the skills, the confidence, and the know-how so that when they do show up, you are ready to grab them with both hands.
Okay, so where do we even begin this journey? Well, it all starts with a really fundamental shift in your mindset, a change in where you put your focus. And honestly, this is probably the biggest single pivot you're going to have to make.
Think about it. As a teacher, your entire world, every single day, revolves around your students and helping them learn. But when you become a trainer, your focus, it broadens. Your new students are actually other teachers, and your new subject is helping them learn and grow as professionals.
So what do we even mean by teacher learning? Well, it's all about guiding your colleagues, your peers, to really reflect on what they do in the classroom, to try new things, and to get better at their craft. And here's the important part. The ultimate goal is still to help students. You're just doing it on a much bigger scale now, by empowering the teachers themselves.
Right. So once you've got that new mindset locked in, the next step is to start building your toolkit. This is the fun part, where you start gathering all the practical skills that are going to make you a really effective trainer.
And you might be wondering, where do I start? Well, the source material gives us a super clear roadmap. Seriously, just look at this table of contents. Think of it as your personal checklist for all the skills you're going to need, everything from planning one session to managing a whole program.
Let's just pull out a few of the big ones. You'll learn how to design sessions that are not just full of information, but are actually engaging for other adults. You'll get really good at observing other teachers in a way that's supportive, not scary. You'll practice giving the kind of feedback that actually helps people grow, instead of making them defensive. And down the line, who knows? You might even be developing entire training programs yourself.
Now, I know that can sound like a lot, but here's the best part. You are not starting from scratch. Not even close. You are building on this incredible foundation of skills you already have as a great teacher. You know how to communicate, how to plan, you have empathy, and you already have a deep understanding of how people learn.
So, we've covered the mindset. We've talked about the skills. But let's get down to the real heart of it. Why do this? What's the real reason, the real motivation for making this kind of career change?
This quote from the book, it just says it all, doesn't it? The real goal isn't just to run a workshop. It's to become someone whose work genuinely changes how teachers think and what they do in the classroom long after your session with them is over. It's about starting a ripple effect. And that is the real prize here. This journey, it isn't about getting a fancy new title. It's about multiplying your impact. Think about it. As one teacher, you can change the lives of the students in your classroom. But as a trainer, you can influence hundreds of teachers who can then change the lives of thousands of students.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's really important to remember that this isn't about reaching some final finish line. This is the beginning of a whole new journey of learning and growth for you, too. And what does that journey look like? Well, the authors put it perfectly. Of course, it's going to be challenging, but it's also going to be varied and fun and fascinating. And most of all, it is going to be so rewarding.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. As you think about your own career and all the incredible skills you've already built as a teacher, the question to ask yourself isn't just, could I be a trainer? The real question is, what kind of impact will my journey have?